West Berlin, 1965, a routine checkpoint at the border between East and West Germany. Guards search a woman's purse, routine procedure during the Cold War. Inside, keys, a wallet, a compact mirror, and a tube of lipstick. The guard picks it up, turns it over. Something feels wrong. The weight is off. He unscrews the base. What he discovers sends shockwaves through Western intelligence agencies. This wasn't lipstick. It was a loaded 4.5 millimeter pistol capable of killing with a single silent shot. The KGB called it the kiss of death. And tonight, we're examining one of the most ingenious and deadliest disguised weapons ever created. By the mid-1960s, the Cold War had transformed everyday life into a spy game. The Iron Curtain divided Europe. Espionage was at its peak. And both sides were developing weapons that seemed straight out of fiction. But while James Bond films dazzled audiences with Q's gadgets, real intelligence agencies were already there. The KGB, the Soviet Union's Committee for State Security, had a particular genius for turning the mundane into the murderous, and one of their most brilliant innovations was designed specifically for their female operatives. Think about it from the KGB's perspective. Male agents could carry weapons disguised as pens, cigarette lighters, even umbrellas. But female agents? They needed something that would never raise suspicion during a border search or security check. Something universally feminine, something expected in every woman's purse. The answer was elegant in its simplicity: a tube of lipstick. But this wasn't just a hollow tube with a gun inside. The KGB engineers created something far more sophisticated: a fully functional single-shot firearm that was completely indistinguishable from actual cosmetics. From the outside, it looked exactly like a typical lipstick tube of the era. Standard size, standard shape, even the correct weight when unloaded. It could pass any visual inspection, even in the hands of experienced border guards. The weapon was given the code name many knew it by: the kiss of death, a poetic and chilling name for what it represented. One kiss, one shot, one death. Let me show you exactly how this weapon worked, because the engineering is genuinely brilliant. The lipstick pistol measured approximately 4 inches long, the exact size of a standard cosmetic tube from that era. The exterior casing was metal, painted in typical lipstick colors: red, pink, or gold. Nothing about its appearance suggested danger. But twist the base, and you discover the truth. Inside the tube was a single-shot 4.5 millimeter firearm. The caliber was deliberately chosen, small enough to conceal, but large enough to be lethal at close range. Unlike larger pistols, this weapon didn't need to kill from a distance. It was designed for assassination, not combat. The firing mechanism was ingeniously simple. The base of the lipstick tube contained a tiny hammer and spring. When you twisted the base approximately 45 degrees, you armed the weapon. Press the lipstick end against your target and twist further. The hammer would strike the primer, firing the single round through the barrel concealed in the tube. The bullet would exit through what appeared to be the lipstick tip. There was no ejection port because there was no need. This was a single-shot weapon. Fire once, dispose of the evidence, move on. The genius wasn't just in the disguise, it was in the user interface. Female agents didn't need firearms training. They didn't need to aim, grip properly, or manage recoil. The weapon required only 3 actions. 1. Remove it from your purse. 2. Twist the base to arm it. 3. Press it against your target and twist further to fire. That's it. No safety to release, no slide to rack, no magazine to load. It was, quite literally, point-blank assassination made as simple as applying makeup. The weapon was designed to fire in direct contact with the target, pressed against their body. This served multiple purposes. First, it guaranteed a hit. Second, the body itself absorbed most of the sound. There was no loud gunshot, just a muffled pop that could easily be mistaken for something else in a crowded environment. Third, and most importantly, it left no evidence. The KGB could deny everything. A woman found with a lipstick tube, completely innocent. Even if suspicion arose, the weapon itself bore no markings, no serial numbers, nothing to trace back to Soviet intelligence. The lipstick pistol represented the perfect convergence of deception and functionality. It exploited social expectations. Who suspects a woman fixing her makeup? And turned them into tactical advantages. And according to declassified intelligence, it wasn't theoretical. These weapons were actually issued to KGB operatives working in Western Europe. The existence of the lipstick pistol was meant to remain secret forever. But in 1965, everything changed at that West Berlin checkpoint. The details of exactly how and why that particular agent was searched remain partially classified. What we know is that border guards at an American checkpoint were conducting a routine inspection when they discovered the weapon. The discovery sent shockwaves through Western intelligence. If the KGB had weaponized lipstick, what else had they concealed? Suddenly, every innocuous object became suspect. Intelligence agencies began cataloging the KGB's arsenal of disguised weapons, and the list was staggering. Torches with hidden pistols, pens that fired poison darts, cigarette cases concealing electric guns, tobacco pipes hiding single-shot firearms. The KGB had weaponized everyday life itself. But the lipstick pistol stood out. It represented something deeper, the use of gender expectations as operational camouflage. Male guards, particularly in the conservative 1960s, were less likely to thoroughly search a woman's cosmetics. It was considered inappropriate, even invasive. The KGB understood this psychological vulnerability and exploited it perfectly. Western intelligence scrambled to develop countermeasures, new training protocols, more thorough searches. But the damage was done. The trust was broken. Every lipstick tube, every compact, every cosmetic item now carried a shadow of suspicion. The captured lipstick pistol was immediately classified and studied. Intelligence analysts wanted to understand not just how it worked, but what it revealed about Soviet capabilities and thinking. If they could miniaturize firearms this effectively, what else were they capable of? The weapon eventually made its way to Washington, D.C.'s International Spy Museum, where it remains today, one of the museum's most popular exhibits. Visitors stand in front of the glass case, staring at what looks like an innocent tube of lipstick, trying to reconcile its appearance with its lethal purpose. But here's what's truly remarkable. We only know about this one weapon because it was discovered. How many others made it through checkpoints? How many missions were carried out with these concealed firearms? How many targets never knew what hit them? The answers remain classified. The KGB didn't publish success reports. Assassinations conducted with these weapons were meant to look like natural deaths or unsolved mysteries, never traced back to Soviet intelligence. What we do know is that the lipstick pistol represented the height of Cold War ingenuity. It was a weapon designed not just to kill, but to deceive, to pass undetected, and to vanish without a trace. The kiss of death lipstick pistol stands as a testament to how espionage transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary and the deadly. It wasn't the most powerful weapon. It wasn't the most accurate. It couldn't be fired from a distance. But for its specific purpose, close-range assassination by female operatives in situations where carrying a conventional weapon was impossible, nothing surpassed it. The KGB understood something fundamental. The best weapon isn't always the most advanced. Sometimes it's the one nobody suspects. Think about that the next time you see something ordinary. During the Cold War, nothing was quite what it seemed. A lipstick tube, a pen, an umbrella, all potential weapons, all designed to kill in plain sight. The lipstick pistol's genius wasn't just in its engineering, though that was remarkable. It was in understanding human psychology, social norms, and the power of appearance. The KGB turned beauty into lethality, cosmetics into combat, and that single weapon, discovered by chance at a Berlin checkpoint, revealed the true nature of Cold War espionage, a shadow war fought with hidden weapons, where your deadliest enemy might look like someone fixing their makeup. This was the kiss of death. This was the weapon that turned beauty routines into assassination protocols.